This is Georges St-Pierre, the most beloved Frenchman in all of Canada. Idolized by many as one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time, his remarkable comeback victories and dominant title reigns in the UFC middle and welterweight divisions solidify his legacy as a true icon in MMA. His resolve and dedication to the sport are legendary, earning him respect both in and out of the octagon. However, what many don't know is that Georges St-Pierre has had numerous experiences that can only be classified as close encounters. By his own admission, St-Pierre reports that he's found himself in many of these unexplainable situations since childhood.
Are you still interested in aliens?
Man. Yeah, but the thing is, later on I saw some documentary on TV. I saw some people that had a similar experience as me, loss of memory and things like this when they were young. And they claim they get a hypnose and stuff. Then they go back in time and they explain they get abducted by alien. Then I start to freak out about it because I said, man, is that what happened to me? And I remember that I remember, but I couldn't remember. You understand what I mean? I remembered that something that happened, but now I can't remember what exactly happened.
Right.
When I was young, I don't know if it's a dream. I remember I used to draw figure of monster. I say my mom say it's the monster, they come get me at night. I remember that I remembered, but I can't recall it.
UFC commentator Joe Rogan was vocal in his disbelief, drawing attention to St-Pierre's history with head injuries and describing him as an unreliable narrator.
People describe things when they've experienced excessive head trauma.
Really?
Yeah, because he misses time. His memory's not good.
Right.
Like he'll get home and then he'll have groceries that he bought and left in his trunk and not even realize it. And then he'll go out to his trunk and they're rotten. And he's like, I don't even remember going to the store.
Wow.
The alien.
Wow.
You know, so I think he's got this idea that these glitches in his mind.
Yeah.
I think it was more than 800 times.
Wow.
He got hit in the head in his UFC career. Forget about all the gym training.
Sparring, everything
Forget
else,
about all the other stuff.
A reasonable explanation to some, but there's more to the story than that. One night in 2006, somewhere in New Mexico on the edge of the desert, Georges and 3 companions witnessed the unbelievable.
I was in New Mexico, and we saw a light, and I was with a bunch of friends, and we don't know what it was at the time. Our ignorance made it in a way that we're not professional observer, but for us it was unidentified. It was interesting. We don't know what it was.
Among the other men in the car was light heavyweight champion Rashad Evans, who later confirmed the event during an interview.
All right, so we're driving on the highway, and the mountains are on, I guess the west of us, because the sun was setting and it was getting pretty dark, and we're driving. And we look over, and we're like, yo, what is that? And it just lit up the whole sky. It lit up the whole sky. And everybody in traffic starts to look at it, and everybody's like driving slow, like you would if it started all of a sudden a huge downpour. And everybody kind of slowed down, and everybody was kind of looking, and we're like, yo, did you see this? And we just like we're driving really slow and looking on the highway. And everybody, the traffic was doing this too. And then it just took off like a bolt of light. It was super slow, and then it took off like a bolt of light, and it was out of view, and it's like, wow. And then the funny part is that George is already scared of UFOs before that. No, in fact, he's scared of UFOs, and he's staying at Greg Jackson's house. And the room that he was staying at Greg Jackson's, it had a skylight in the room, and George the whole night was scared that the UFC was going to beam him up.
Based on St-Pierre's history with close encounters, some believe that a group of extraterrestrials took interest in him at a young age, potentially abducting him more than once, always wiping his memory before returning him to his place in both time and space. If that's true, then perhaps this UFO sighting in Albuquerque was an attempt to make contact with Georges, abandoned because of the many witnesses surrounding him. So what's the deal here? Why does this legendary athlete appear to be a lightning rod of alien activity? Here's a respected man who's experienced bouts of lost time consistently over the course of a lifetime, even bearing witness to a UFO at least once. Ridiculed by some, but believed and adored by many. Is it possible that his skill as a fighter is known throughout the cosmos, attracting the attention of visitors from other planets. Could this former champion have earned respect across the Milky Way by taking down challengers from nearby star systems? Now, with that in mind, how many times has Georges St-Pierre saved the planet Earth from alien invasion? Only time will tell.